Defining SIDS isn't easy, not for us, not for doctors, and not for researchers. But in the simplest of terms, SIDS is the moment when a baby dies silently, suddenly, and without explanation. Where is Summer Wells? Authorities are desperate to answer that question, but now her father says he knows the answer. Statewide Amber Alert actually has just been issued while you were reading, Ted, from the TBI on behalf of the Smyrna Police Department. A Knoxville police officer among what police are calling multiple gunshot victims at Austin East High School. We still hear the Knox County Sheriff's Office helicopter in the air. I'm trying to get in touch with their public information officer just to see if they can give any more guidance or information about in what capacity their helicopter is supporting this scene. In this neighborhood, driveways, they lead to homes that no longer exist. And the images that they now lead to are absolutely chilling. You see cars that have clearly been searched by emergency responders looking for victims, looking for people who might need help. As you can see, this is a huge plume of black smoke that's billowing into the sky. It's grown so large. Heather Haley, our chief meteorologist, says she can actually see this now showing up on radar. It was initially paged out as a drive-by shooting, and they are searching for a suspect. Is that correct? And how far, David, is this from Austin East High School? Under a mile. So we're now in the situation where we've got another possible shooting happening within a mile of Austin East High School. Casey, Robert, you're going to talk about TDOT's game plan to fix the problem in just a second, but I want to get back to that. Drivers so angry they didn't even want to talk to us on camera because they were worried that they were going to start swearing. And Chris, said to be an oddly intimate moment. This is a stranger, and you were just a matter of feet away from him in those moments that he was dying. How much does it cost to feed your family? You went to the grocery store recently, looked at the receipt and thought, wow, that's more than it usually is. Yeah, go Vols indeed. Enjoy the weather, and I loved that. What's a Hoosier? It's a loser.
It's a loser.
Oh, look what Ben brought you.
Oh.
Yeah, so you can just tuck that into your pocket, and you are officially ready for the bowl game, Harry.
AmandaHara is joining us now with a story that she broke. A federal lawsuit filed against a Knoxville babysitter who was caring for toddlers when they drowned in her pool. What have you found out now, Amanda?
Well, Ted, I got off the phone with attorney Wayne Ritchie. He represents the twins' parents. He confirms that they are suing Jennifer Sally, claiming that she allowed unsafe conditions and failed to supervise the twins last summer, leading to their deaths. This is Ryan Meyer's home. The second that he found out that his family was safe, do you know what he did? He ran right across the street to help his neighbor who was in need, a woman trapped under this home as it was collapsing. A few minutes after Ryan and I talked, I looked over at the home where the woman died, and I saw a family member there. And I went over and spoke with her, and she said it was her cousin who had passed away. And we promised that we weren't going to share the name. She wasn't sure if every family member knew the news yet. But she said that the victim had at least a few moments to communicate with family before she passed away.
Something really makes me want to lace up my running shoes and go for a jog.
Is it this weird dress that I'm wearing, Ted?
That might be it.
If anyone knows how to tie a bow on these shoelaces, please report to the studio. You have to wonder, how does somebody survive something like this? Well, the short answer to that is, Carlin, you weren't here last night. Carlin said he had a bad feeling and you went to a different home. You walk back this morning and you see what daylight brings, and you say to yourself, what? When we come back, what is new at Zoo Knoxville this summer? Please let it be an all-access pass to pet the animals.
Here's a free petting pass.
Please.
Just stubborn that way. You're so dirty. Okay.
A barn might be the last place you'd find yourself saying this.
Cleaning the stalls, that's like the best feeling there is.
But something about the way it smells,
It's amazing.
and everything about what's inside
Good girl.
are exactly what Jessica Thoma lives for. For as long as she can remember,
Good girl. Sugar, I'm never nervous to get on.
the best seat in the house
Come on down.
has always
Whoa.
been on a horse.
Oh, the feeling of just being on the horse is like, this is where I'm supposed to be. She's so excited right now.
Good girl, Sugar.
Well, really, my mom is to blame.
Bender.
Come on. She got me addicted to horses way before I ever rode one.
Yeah.
But every good rider will tell you you're bound to fall off. And when life threw Jessica from the saddle,
She lost both of her legs below the knee and her left arm below the elbow.
she wasn't quite sure how she'd get back on.
I was on the brink of death. I almost died.
Like a runaway horse, a mysterious sickness took off inside Jessica's body.
This is my bad hand.
By the time doctors caught up to the rare autoimmune disease, it was too late.
My whole left hand was dead. It was dying, and my legs were dying.
This is what vasculitis does, is it takes away the blood flow from your extremities.
And they were telling me that, I was going to become a triple amputee. The first thing I wanted to do after the amputations, after my surgery, was take a picture and post it on Facebook. It was a big moment to post that picture, because that was who I was going to be for the rest of my life. There are some days where I don't want to get out of bed. I don't want to go to work, because I just didn't want this to happen. And I didn't have a choice. I know I've got some tears in my eyes right now, but that's normal.
But because Jessica has horses that need to be fed and cleaned and exercised, she chooses to get out of bed. And because it costs money to care for the animals, she chooses to go to work.
They definitely give me purpose. Like, they're the reason I get up in the morning. I gotta feed them. Gotta make sure they have water, make sure they have hay. And I work for them, specifically, to take care of them.
Horses are the lifeline that pulled Jessica from her bed to the barn, and from depression to determination.
How are you feeling right now, getting ready to go in the ring for the very first time since you've been out of the hospital?
A mixture of extremely excited and pretty nervous.
It was, 5 months after your amputation, you were in a horse show, competing.
Yeah, against able-bodied people. It was insane.
Just 5 months after losing most of her limbs,
I only screwed up once.
Jessica competed in a horse show in Newmarket and won.
Oh, God. I wish I could do it again. I was on cloud 9 that whole day, just being there in that environment.
When do you think you'll take on the next show?
Late September.
Take it one step at a time, right?
Is that a joke?
No.
Have you jumped at all since the amputations?
This big. Tiny.
But still, what was that like?
Oh, it was so fun. So you really gotta sit deep and hold on.
Whoa!
Sitting on top of a horse puts Jessica on top of the world.
Horses before were kind of a commodity. I had them, I loved them, but I didn't need them. Now they're a necessity. I have to have them.
And she's not just riding for herself, she's riding for everyone who needs a reason to gallop full speed ahead.
My biggest goal is, to reach out to people that maybe think they can't. And I can show them that they definitely can. Always get back in the saddle. No matter how hard life gets you down, you get back on that horse and you ride.
Good girl. That was nice.
Like, what happened? It's like a ghost town. It's just sad to see such a campus with the history be in this state. Yeah, all the buildings need to be torn down. We need to start from scratch. Oh, wow. It's pretty bad. Why would they let this campus get like this?
Time has a way of taking its toll, a way of making strong bones weaker than they once were.
And you know what? To see buildings like that makes me feel like sad. This college campus needs a lot of perseverance.
That's what got Knoxville College this far. But after nearly 145 years, can perseverance take it any further? The first crack in the foundation came when the historically black college lost its accreditation. Then enrollment dropped, buildings were boarded up, and classes were finally suspended. Then in 2019, Knoxville College reopened with online courses. All was silent until a recent Saturday morning. If you listened close enough, you could hear life returning to these halls.
I guess I need to walk that way, huh?
Perfect. And you could see an architect
I'm coming.
helping to build the school's future.
Here I come.
You will go on the records as the graduate who opened a new era in the history of KC.
The graduating class of 2019 wasn't big at all. In fact, Keisha Ruiz was the only graduate.
I'm the only graduate.
Just her.
Oh, then I'm the only one.
No one else.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm the only graduate, so today's my day, yes.
All eyes on the one student who wanted to be a part of something when the school finally reopened.
And I was like, oh, well, this is the start of something.
I hereby confer upon you the degree of Associate of Arts. You may now grasp your tassel and move it from the right side to the left side as a symbol of your academic achievement.
Slide to your left, please. Everyone look this way for me, please. 1, 2, 3. Thank you.
This is one of my little legacies. I was the first graduate in 4 years since the college reopened to graduate, so I'll always have that for myself.
Knoxville College now credits Keisha for drawing dozens of new and hopeful students to the school, and officials expect to add another graduate this spring.
At least they did achieve something when they tried to reopen, that they did have the one graduating senior, which would be me. So they accomplished something with this 50-year-old woman over here. Yes, they got the one out.
As Keisha hits 50 and Knoxville College embarks on another year,
you just keep growing.
She says both are learning something about age.
Never too old to grow. Yeah.